Hello everyone and welcome to Smells Like Teen Angst. I'm Sarah and today we are going to talk about season 4 of You. After season 1 of You debuted on Lifetime, it quickly became one of my favorite series. So when Netflix picked it up and basically saved it, I was stoked. And somehow every season of this show figures out a way to reinvent itself while sticking to the core of who Joe Goldberg is. Now, Joe Goldberg is played by Penn Badgley, and he is like an unknowing serial killer. He's like Dexter, but at least Dexter knows what he's doing. Joe always has some sort of justification, and it's usually because of love. He becomes super obsessed with Beck in the first season, and season 1 is very scary. It's very much a thriller. And then season 2, we meet Love, and then he stays with Love because she's pregnant at the end of season 2. So in season 3, they go off together into suburbia. So season 2 gets a little less scary, and then all of a sudden we get into this weird arsenic and old lace with season 3. And at season 4, I was like, how are they gonna reinvent this show again? And let me just tell you, they do. Somehow, season 4 is like Batman meets Gossip Girl meets Clue.
Flames on the side of my face.
Yes, season 4 is a comedy. Like, there's no way that this is supposed to be taken seriously. Joe is now in London. And if you're anything like me, when shows like leave high school and they go to the college years, they're terrible, right? Or when shows try to overly reinvent themselves, they're awful. But what I think You does correctly is the writers have slowly reinvented the show with every season. So having Joe run off to Europe isn't that jarring. He is reinventing himself, the show is reinventing itself, and he is now a professor at a college in London who manages to find himself fallen into the it crowd of London's elite. Yes, Upper East Siders, we're here.
Professor Jonathan Moore. Why are you here?
I fell in with the most insane damaged people on Earth. A circle of privileged douchebags.
Somehow Joe has fallen into a lot of London socialites because of a fellow professor and his fiance. We're gonna go with fiance. But with part 1 of the series, what they do changes everything. And I love it. Love it. And since the show has already dropped, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of make this a little spoilery. What I love with what they've done with this show is completely turned it on its head. Joe is no longer the hunter, he is the huntee. Someone is framing him for the death of these socialite friends. So Joe is now a vigilante, trying to find justice for the people being murdered around him, while also trying to keep his innocence and prove his innocence when this person who actually seems to know who he really is framing him. I loved this whodunit cat and mouse game throughout the entirety of part 1 of season 4. It's no longer moments of suspense, it's just a play. It's just hilarious, and I just have to think of what the writer's room is like with this show. I also love seeing all the justifications Joe continues to go through whenever doing anything remotely murdery. When another one of their friends is murdered, of course they wrap her up in a rug and shove her in a chest. And then the body falls out. It's a comedy. It is a comedy. In the end, I think Joe has some major growth that is shocking. Of course, he's gonna have a love interest, but it is not who everyone thought it was gonna be at first. And they do actually reveal who the person is that's trying to frame Joe at the end of part 1, which I was actually very surprised about. I didn't think that they were gonna do that. I thought it was gonna drag itself all the way through season 4. So now I think part 2 is gonna be much more about Joe hunting them and bringing justice still to the friends, a la Batman. Also, a lot of the narrations that Joe does are absolutely hysterical, and I love that he is used to being the aggressor in a lot of these situations. And so seeing Joe really be a fish out of water this season is really refreshing. And they have totally figured out how to make season 4 of a show feel brand new and fun and exciting. So I cannot wait to watch part 2 of season 4 of You. It's gonna be amazing.
I couldn't get away.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I'm Sarah. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Comment, let me know what you guys think about You season 4 part 1. And ring that bell and thumbs up this video so you don't miss out on any more angsty videos. Bye.